Well, good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us. And Cami and I are going to share some really life-changing information with you tonight. And some of us have been fortunate enough to learn the secret ahead of the curve, but the curve is becoming bigger and bigger. Word is getting out about a natural way to help our bodies regenerate, repair. And it's really becoming a life-changing thing. And it certainly has made such a difference for my family. And I'm going to share my screen here real quick with you. Share my PowerPoint. I'm a visual learner myself, so I like to see things in picture form. So we put together a PowerPoint, and I do promise you the time you spend with us tonight, your future self is going to thank you. So as Cami mentioned, we are going to do an intro. We call this a patching party info session. And then we're going to go into a deep dive, and Cami's going to walk you through the science and research on this new technology. I say new technology, it's actually been around for 20 years. What we're talking about is a wearable light technology that will activate with your own light. I'll talk about that in a minute. And it's regenerating the body. And this harnesses back to some pretty historic figures on science and frequency. And you probably recognize these two folks, very smart men. And Thomas Edison said the doctors of the future will give no pills, but they're going to really focus on the prevention of that disease. And that's really what we're talking about tonight. And good news is, even if you have one of those diseases, you don't have to stay with it. It doesn't have to stay with you. There's good news. What we're talking about is light making change in the body. And there's in modern medicine, you see light being used in so many different ways. So the beautiful thing is that this is just a natural form of that. But before we really get rolling here, the FDA likes us to give a little disclaimer that what we're talking about tonight is a holistic wellness device or product in the FDA category. It is not something most doctors know about because there's not a pharmaceutical rep out there sharing that with them. So we get to share it with those people that we care about. And we are not medical professionals. Cami and I will not be diagnosing or treating any medical conditions tonight. And we always want you to consult with your doctor on any issues you might be dealing with. The information we're sharing tonight is really informational purposes. And
A life empowered is closer than you think.
are you hearing this?
We're all looking for it.
Are you? I think I need to share
Yeah,
my.
it was good.
Wait, were you hearing it? You were okay?
Mhm.
Okay, very good. Sorry about that.
Right. Next, with a new sense of exuberance. Why not power on like you mean it? Or power off blissfully. A better sleep is a better awake. You've never moved like this before. Programming the way you look. Speed, science.
Trace, somehow it's not working.
Little rejuvenation. Take control of your well-being from the inside out and outside in. The light within is ready to ignite. Be the light. Life wave.
So that's a video the company put together for us. Okay, now let me see. It did? Okay. Are you guys hearing me again? Did I lose you?
I'm here.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Are you hearing me?
I'm hearing you now.
Okay. Okay. Sorry about that. Driver glitch. So what we're talking about tonight is our stem cells. And when we are in utero, we start out as a single stem cell that multiplies and divides. When we're born, we are full of these. And that is why we repair so quickly. And we really don't deal with a lot of diseases and issues when we're young. We start to see a change around age 35 because by 35, we've lost about half of those stem cells. When we are in our 60s, we have a very small percentage left, maybe 10%. But the reality is, the less stem cells you have, the faster we age and the slower we heal. So, the beautiful thing about what we're going to talk about tonight is actually activating stem cells. And when we do that, what is that doing for our body? So when we reactivate them with what we're going to be talking about tonight, we are bringing back new young stem cells. They are important because they're called pluripotent. That basically means they are blank. They have the ability to become any cell that our body needs, and they can be changeable. So that's a game changer. When you're dealing with a deficiency or an issue in the body, these are the cells that come in like a marching army to make change and repair. So we don't have to live with the issues we deal with. There is light at the end of the tunnel, literally. And this light is called X39. This is the flagship product, 20 years in the making. It actually came out about 5 years ago now. And it's made out of organic crystals in the form of a lattice. So if you think of a lattice fence reflecting light, that reflection is putting light into the interior of the body, communicating with different peptides and channels. And you might ask, well, what light? Whose light? Do we need the sunlight? And luckily, we don't. We are putting these on our body, and it is our own light. So I'm going to show you a little bit more. I'm going to walk through this because I know this is a little bit radical. But these are body heat activated, and it's reflecting back your own low-level infrared light. And if you think about night vision goggles and you see somebody, maybe they're out there in the forest, you could see a glow around them. It is that glow that is the light we're reflecting back in. Where we place these on the body, you can see the image on the left here. These are acupressure points, and they're working with meridians on the body. And this is a patented cellular activation technology. It's raising a peptide in your body called GHK-Cu, or copper peptide. It's reflecting that light, like I said. We wear these for 12 hours on and 12 hours off. And we are really mimicking Mother Nature in the circadian rhythm of day and night. So 12 hours on, 12 hours off, we repeat daily, and we want to drink a lot of water. Water is required for making new cells, and that's what we're doing when we wear these patches. But what we're doing is really allowing our own body a new tool to repair itself and find balance. So we're looking at rapid pain relief, reduction of inflammation, wound healing, energy, vitality, skin. You're going to see some pictures in a minute that'll blow your mind. Recovery after exercise, mental clarity, cognitive clarity, like we maybe haven't known for many years. I know I've noticed a huge change in that. It's beautiful because it's no drugs, no chemicals, no side effects, no stimulants. So you don't have to worry about what kind of medications you're on. It just takes care of itself. So at this time, I believe we hopefully we have got Carmen on the line with us. Let's see if Carmen is on here. I know she so I got to tell you something funny. I had a friend all lined up, and she's had amazing, amazing changes in her health. And so I was all excited. Yay, she's finally going to share her testimony because I know it, but she's been very private about sharing it. And just minutes before we went online, so I'm a little bit frazzled here, she called me and she said, you know what? My husband says I can't tell you my testimonial yet because our insurance claim has not been settled. And you record these. And I'm afraid they're going to know that I don't need the money from the insurance, but I don't want to mess up my claim. So at the last minute, she backed out as our testimonial. Is that funny? But that's a great problem to have, right? This lady has a changed life because of these little, what looks like a little Band-Aid. But I want to show you what I'm wearing. Um, Tonight I'm wearing something called glutathione, and this is boosting my own immune system. And in the cold and flu season, I like to wear this here because it catches any foreign pathogen coming into our body and it kicks it out because I don't want to spend a week on the couch. So it's a beautiful thing to wear this. But I know Cami has had some amazing changes and with her family. Do you want to share a couple of those, Cami? While we're waiting for
Sure.
Carmen to get online.
Happy to. Well, these patches came into my life in a very stressful season. So I've always been into health and wellness and things. And just it's been a study. So I had a great diet. I was doing really well, working on my brand new baby coaching business. And then my very best friend in the world had a major heart attack. And it just gutted me. The effects of that heart attack were severe, and the brain injury was horrible. And so that threw my life into a very stressful season. And I was visiting him 10, 12 hours a day, and really not working on growing my business. And so in that stressful season, and as we know, like inflammation, stress and inflammation are the root causes of a lot of our diseases. And so the stressful season of my life, all my healthy habits that I had went down the tubes. Like the one thing that I do every day is I do have a quiet prayer time and a time where I'm reading scripture, and that stayed as one of my healthy routines. But other things, kind of eating right, um, caffeine intake, stress, exercise, all of those things, went the wrong way as far as health would be in concern. So I've been through tough stuff before, and my natural way to go, of course, I either get sick or I go into hyperthyroidism, where my thyroid kicks into crazy gear, and I get too thin. Um, I or I go into adrenal fatigue. And none of those things happened because, thank goodness, about a month after his heart attack, I was headed towards those things. But about a month after his heart attack, I learned about the patches. So, quite literally, I was all focus was on him and his recovery. But I would put the patches on him, and I was kind of instructed not to throw them away at the hospital. So I was like, well, shoot, I'll just wear them out of the hospital. And so I did. And, the company will never tell you to wear them secondhand, but that's how I got started. And I never got sick. I've had the inklings of things, just like Tracy was saying, the glutathione patch. I use my glutathione patch, the X39, the Eon patch. Those are amazing tools. And I'm coming up on 2.5 years, more than 2.5 years of using these patches, and I have not gotten sick in that season. I've maintained a healthy weight. I've been actually like noticing visible signs of reverse aging. So for me, my immune system didn't take a hit when in all indications it would have. Um, and it's been such an honor to be able to share this and help other people with this tool.
Yeah, it really has. And if Carmen was able to be on here, she texted me tonight, and this is a big deal because she's been having vision issues. And she said, tonight I drove from my house to Costco in the dark. And she would not have done that and done well. And this is a huge win for her. So, since she wasn't able to tell you, I got to share the news for you or with you. And that's why we share. And we are kind of hooked on these little stories. We call them testimonials. And if ever anyone wants to share theirs, we love them. We have a health tracker. Cammie's going to put that in the chat here. We really recommend you use it. It's easy to forget what used to be a problem. But these are really a secret sauce for a lot of our high performance athletes. They've quietly been using these for, 20 years. We haven't got to know about them. Michael Phelps was the first one to really put them on the map when he won all those medals in Beijing. He was wearing them. David Beckham, Serena and Venus Williams, and a lot of athletes use them. We love this website, startx39now.com. And if you have a friend and you are not feeling like you want to be the expert, as Cami and I are acting as tonight, send them to this website. It is excellent. It will explain a lot of things. There's excellent videos on there, before and after pictures, doctor talks, testimonies. There's a fantastic science and community section, and it has all of the patents. There's over 100 patents in this company, 90 clinical trials. Cami's going to walk us through some of this. The age reversal section is my personal favorite because it talks about things like anti-fast growing cells and how this resets 84 genes to inhibit those fast growing cells because of that GHK copper peptide, doing amazing things in the colon and the heart. Cardiovascular study that showed after an average of 8 weeks of using the X39, the participants reduced their cardiovascular age by about 8 weeks. Excuse me, they wore them for 6 weeks. Their heart reduced by about 8 weeks in terms of age. So if you do the math on that, it's about a day and a third younger for every month that, or every week that they wore them. Pretty impressive. So real quickly, I'm just going to show you a few pictures. I think a picture's worth 1,000 words. This is showing you how these patches allow your body to repair itself quicker. The snowboarder, you can see the change. The open heart surgery here. That image on the left is the immediate scar. Mother Nature's 1-year repair job is the middle. Then this person put the X39 on their body, and look what the body did. It filled in with collagen, remodeled that scar in just 1 month. What we're talking about tonight is age reversal. Very different. I think most of us are used to hearing about anti-aging. That would be stopping where you are. Our friend John Harmon, Dr. Harmon here, he would have stopped looking like grandpa, right? But because this is making the body younger on the inside as well as the out, he starts looking like hot dude instead of grandpa. That's about 14 months. Mandy here, look at her after a year. She looks like grandma starting out and, a college student. Skin repair, tightening, filling in a collagen around veins, remodeling a birthmark. Pretty fantastic. People report to us all the time how much better they sleep. Sleep is critical. That's when our body heals and repairs. Hormone regulation, hair regrowth, repair. This is the spinal cord. So this is somebody with bulging discs on the left side. You see that indentation in that spinal cord. That's where wear and tear, degeneration has happened and pain. The bulging disc is that black big push into that spinal cord there between the C7 and the T1. You can see it completely regenerated in just a matter of months. Alignment, realignment here, that's 4 weeks for that young lady. And this is our friend Marcy, who developed that website for us, startx39now.com. She's forever grateful to this company, and she really says she shouldn't still be here. She attributes these patches to everything, and she feels the need to pay it forward, and she really does. She was dying, literally, in 2019, and luckily her naturopath gave her 10 of the X39 patches, and she started noticing chemo coming out her mouth and realizing she had the will to live and she was going to kick it and fight it. And she has an improved life like you just can't believe. This lady went through radiation treatments, and pretty fantastic that a friend brought her these patches. And look at her after 3 weeks. That is a changed life there. Not only is she looking better, I know she's feeling better. These are not just for humans, they're for our fur babies too. And this is a friend's dog that went blind, Brutus. And 4 weeks later, excuse me, 1 week later, why did I say 4? 1 week later, look at those eyes that changed to help his cataracts clear, bring back his pupils. And changed dog's life. Changed my friend's life too, because she didn't have to pull him outside to go potty. He could just do it on his own, right? But we do have some combinations of patches for different things, like bone on bone in the knee. My own mom was able to cancel her knee replacement after about 6 months, and Eric's mom was able to cancel her shoulder replacement after about 90 days. So those things are possible. So real quickly, I'm just going to walk you through high level of our patches. So our X39 is our main flagship. So that's a 30-day supply. If you were looking at retail, it's still very affordable. For $150 to get 30 of these is pretty remarkable considering what stem cell injections cost. And the injections are painful. They're somebody else's DNA. They don't always work. And we're looking at like $5, $10, $30,000 for an injection. This at wholesale, and we can help you get back with the person who invited you and get you wholesale pricing. We want to get you the most patches for the least amount of money. So we have a sneaky way of helping you save and do that at wholesale at $99.95. Some other great ones, and we're going to talk more about those in just a minute here. I'm missing my Alavita or my Eon. The dynamic duo, there's another patch called Eon, and that is pulling out inflammation by raising a peptide in your liver. We always start everybody out with X39 and Eon because if we don't get the inflammation under control, we are not going to get the full benefit of a stem cell. But when you order one of these supportive patches, and we are not going to go into all of these right now, you can get them for $79.95 at retail. But again, we want to get them for you at wholesale. So we're looking at about $49.95 for 30-day supply at wholesale. And we have fabulous Alavita for the brain and elevating collagen, decalcifying our pineal gland in our brain. That's very important, and that works on the frontal lobe of the brain. He has paired that also. You can get optionally a day and a night cream, which is pretty fantastic. Again, we're wearing these 12 hours on, 12 hours off. We're drinking a lot of water. We're eating healthy, and get your good rest and exercise if you can. So we're going to talk about how you can get these at wholesale. I told you you can get them at retail, but our secret is these packs. And when we customize a pack and we build each pack for exactly what you're dealing with. So if you're somebody looking for more mental clarity and cognitive issues, we're going to build it that way. If you're dealing with pain, we're going to build that pack to address that. So you can get a combination of patches for $295. That's a one-time purchase. That's not an every month. That's a one and only time. But you're going to get 3 points with those. We'll then get you a combination of the X39 plus what supportive patches you need. So in that pack, we're probably looking at between 4 and 5 different individual packages. If it is, say, a husband and a wife or a family, instead of it being $295 a person, they give us a nice discount. So we can get multiple, double the packs for $535. And if you have a large household, or maybe you want to have these as a care provider or a hairstylist, you can get a large pack here for $1,750. What we like to do is help you get these ongoing because 1 month is not going to be enough. The inventor, David Schmidt, genius man, says we really should wear these 1 month for every decade we are old to keep our stem cells repairing. So that would be ongoing at just $99.95 a month. And that's about the cost of a cup of coffee. We have a special promotion going on because it is the holiday season. December 4th, so starting tomorrow through the 10th, you can get that Alavita Trio for 15% off. So if you are a brand partner, meaning one of our wholesale pack purchasers, you get to buy this for less than the usual price. It's $127.46. Pretty fantastic because you're getting 2 months of the patch plus a day cream and a night cream. And we're not so much about pretty skin as we are about pretty blood flow. Because whatever you put on your skin in 7 seconds is in your blood. So these are clean products. So they are not putting things into your skin. And we have another pack here that comes with a eye cream. And that's on the same special. So if that eye cream is actually infused with the copper peptide, it is amazing. It's $186.92. And these are limited time again, starting tomorrow through the 10th. And we love to do this. Cami and I are quite passionate about sharing this. And we do this because we really see this as a gift, and it's too good not to share. The rewards are really priceless because when you can help somebody like my father-in-law, who had rapid onset cognitive issues and lost his words very rapidly with no warning. And in 90 days, a combination of these patches brought those words back. In 5 months, he got his memories back. There's no price on that. It's priceless, right? And we really feel the responsibility to share with those we care about. And the reality is, due to FDA regulations, Lifeway really can't advertise in the conventional sense. It requires word of mouth. And this is the most rapid growing direct marketing company in the nation for the second year in a row. We love that when you get that wholesale pack, you do have a 30-day money back guarantee. The reality is, very, very few people ever ever want their money back. They want to have, their old youth, their health back. And this is a really beautiful way to elevate, activate, and regenerate your body. So get back with the person who referred you, and they can help you. We also want to let you know that we've got on Monday and Tuesday nights now, Cami and I, and occasionally Joy, do these patching parties. So on Monday, it's a quick 30-minute intro. And then tonight is our info session. So it's a 1 hour tonight because we're going to go into a deep dive, Cami will in just a minute, on the science and the clinical trials. And then on Wednesday nights, Marcy, our friend who we showed you, who had the fast growing cells and is now in year 5 of complete remission, thanks to these amazing patches. She does a 4 p.m. Pacific time to help out our Eastern Coast folks. She also gives away some patches on that. So do check that one out. It's a fun one. And we love this slide. It's so finally figured out what I want to be when I get older, and that's younger. But the reality is, I don't just want to be younger. I want my family and I want my friends to come along with me. So that's why I share. It's too good to keep the secret to ourselves. So I am now going to turn this over to Cami, and she's going to do the deep dive on the science and the research.